Welcome back to another week of Limbus Company, New Identity Overview, and Patch Note Analysis. Today we've got a real doozy here. Only a single 3-star, but it's the big main ID for Heathcliff for this season. Wildhunt Heathcliff. Being a very unique ID because he's got 2 whole pages of things about him. But anyways, let's just get straight into it, shall we? Wildhunt Heathcliff.
이 분노가 언제부터 시작됐는지, 이건 뭐였는지, 그래, 알 필요는 없지. 그저 그놈들을 찢어 갈기면 될 뿐이니까. 없다면 직접 후회를 새겨. 거의 쾌락에 맞닿아 있지 않은가? 이 분노의 몸을 맡기는 시간이. 너도 아무런 생각을 할 필요가 없지. 그럼 밝힌 당신은 이 언덕 위에서 결판을 내는 거다. 마지막엔 누가 즐거움에 서 있을지. 나와 함께 사라져라. 끝인가? 정말 한 톨도 남지 않았나? 그렇다면 어째서 이 분노가 끝나지 않지?
Wildhunt Heathcliff, 3-star of course, it's the main big guy of Season 3, and yeah, you can see here, he's got 3 skills, he's got an alternate skill 3, he's got 2 passives, he's got a unique defensive skill, he's got 4 unique status effects. There's a lot to him, alright? So we're going to go through this in a little bit of a different order than usual. Instead of going through the skills first, we're going to go through the defense skill and the passives first, as they're pretty crucial to the entire bit. Starting off with his defensive skill, O'Dullahan. I apologize for the low quality of all the images here, since Twitter compression is like bad and stuff, and it's the only place we have these images from. It's going to be a little bit rough a lot of the time. There's not really much I can do about it though, unfortunately. But yeah, O'Dullahan, 2-coin/lust, unique counter. Now as you can see here, this counter skill is a little bit different looking than most. Here's Dead Rabbit Merceau's counter as a little reference. Fun fact, Dead Rabbit Merceau is in fact the last time we got an ID with a counter. That was in March. So it's been a little bit. We haven't been getting a lot of them. But you can see Heathcliff's here is black with like a white outline instead of the usual brown that most IDs have. And that's because his is a unique counter. This counter works more closely to a Ruina counter. It can actually clash against enemy skills and then let off its attack, instead of just requiring you to get hit and being able to do nothing about it. And as you can see here, before use, if this unit has Dullahan and has a certain amount of SP, use Lament Mourn and Despair as a counter. Lament Mourn and Despair is his alternate skill 3, we'll get to that when we get to it, but basically his strongest skill, right? So with Dullahan, this becomes stupidly strong. And combat start. If the unit does not have Dullahan, gain Dullahan next turn. This is a big part of this kit. His defensive skill sets up Dullahan. As you can see there, max value of 3, lose defense level, gain offense level, raise min and max speed values. And at turn end, either lose Dullahan or gain 1 Dullahan next turn. Which is, it's a little weird, that's for sure, but there's something weird to it, I'm sure. And lose X minus Coffin divided by YSP. We'll get to Coffin later, of course. There's a lot to it. Basically, when you use the defensive skill, you gain probably a Dullahan 3, and it goes down by 1 each turn. Depending on some circumstances we don't understand, you'll lose or gain Dullahan each turn. I don't know, that turn end conditional is very strange. But assumably it's expected to last 3 turns or so. Use the defensive skill, ride Dullahan for 3 turns or so. And while you have Dullahan, you've got worse defensive, but better offense and speed. An actual, like, effect that raises min speed values is great. It's really not something you see nearly as much as you've really hoped to. But yeah, as far as the rest of this thing has, on use, gain coin power for every X sinking on the target. Every single one of his skills has this, just gaining coin power based on sinking on target, which just makes sense. You're going to want him on sinking teams, I'm sure. Clash win, gain offense level up next turn equal to number of clashes divided by X, so longer clashes, you just gain even more offense level next turn. And turn end, if the unit has Dullahan, lose Dullahan, yeah. So it just kind of reduces it by... It means if you use the special skill 3 as the counter, you just lose a little bit more Dullahan, which makes sense, since it's strong. And the fact that you can just use your skill 3 on demand with Dullahan is a little strong, so it just makes Dullahan not last as long. And second coin inflicts sinking and singing count. Nice stuff. But yeah, as you can see here from the Dullahan passive, and this is his normal passive, right? This is his, like, non-resonance passive. As far as we can tell, it's not specified, but it seems like it. But turn start, if the unit has Dullahan, mount Dullahan. Lose SP every time this unit mounts Dullahan. If X plus allies have been defeated in this encounter, gain Dullahan next turn. They do this for a lot of IDs, like notably stuff like Blade Lineage Merceau and Philip Sinclair, where they just give them benefits for allies dying. It won't happen too much. There's a little bit more to it here, which we'll get to when we get to the Wildhunt status effect. There's so much to get to. But yeah, if the unit gets staggered due to damage or raising stagger threshold while mounting Dullahan, recover from stagger. If the stagger is something that cannot be naturally recovered from, this unit does not mount Dullahan. So you can just, when in Dullahan, you basically just can't be staggered. Kinda crazy. And also, gain Coffin when killing the target. Coffin is another one of this guy's big status effects. Max value of 10, turn end, gain damage up for every X value, raise minimum speed for every X value, and gain clash power up for every X value. We don't know what X is, probably like a 2 or a 3, right? It might vary from thing to thing. It might be like 2 for damage up and like 3 for clash power up, so you can get a max of like, what, 5 damage up, 3 clash power up, something like that, right? But stacks up to 10, and you gain this whenever you get a kill from your always active passive, so kind of similar to like something like a Red Mist from Runa, right? You get kills, you get more buffs, that sort of thing. Simple enough, and you could also see there that the more Coffin you have, the less SP you lose each turn from Dullahan, so it gives you benefits in a few different ways. Now, his other passive, assumably his Resonance passive, the other one maybe, I don't know. This one seems more Resonance to me, though. Call of the Erlking. Deal more damage for every X sinking on the target, which is why it makes it seem very Resonance-y. When an ally takes a hit that would kill them, consume Y Coffin to apply Wildhunt to them. So you'll just lose some of your Coffin, give them Wildhunt. We don't know how much Coffin you lose, hopefully not too much. We'll have to see. Apply damage up next turn to an ally with Wildhunt, and if said ally is either Wuthering Heights or Edgar family, apply attack power up next turn as well. Which means that basically any other Canto 6 ID except for Dead Rabbit Merceau gets a little bit of attack power up. So Wildhunt, max value of 1. Same turn this unit gained Wildhunt first time, always have 1 remaining HP. And at turn end, heal X% HP and change SP value to Y. It's probably like a 45 or something if I had to guess. Maybe just neutral. I don't know, probably max though. If the unit is killed by an attack, gain Ego resource for the least owned Ego resource, and if the unit is killed by an attack, inflict sinking against the last attacker. Dies at the end of the same turn as the unit is revived though, so it's a 1-turn revive when an ally dies. You need to spend some Coffin to apply it, so if you haven't gotten any kills with Erlking yet, you just can't trigger this, it seems. And I also came out saying Resonance passive. It might be an owned. It's probably more decently likely to be an owned. I don't know. But yeah, so they just can't die for the turn where they would die, and then they heal a little bit, their SP gets set to a certain value, they deal more damage for a turn, and they die at the end of that turn. Pretty much as expected. There was no way it was going to work differently, since if chain battles are going to be the new norm, they couldn't make it so like, oh, use this skill and revive a dead ally, because chances are that dead ally has already been replaced. That's enough for like the unique status effects, though, that just kind of surround his entire thing. So let's get into the actual skills now. Skill 1, Beheading, 2 coin / Wrath skill. Target has X plus sinking, gain clash power, and gain coin power for every X sinking count on the target, standard stuff. And second coin is a little bit of sinking potency. Fairly standard, right? It's probably going to be pretty strong for a skill 1, just by the basis, but no sinking count is a little bit rough. Although, if you're running a full sinking team, you might have Echoes of the Manor or something, so you'll probably be fine in that regard. Skill 2, Memorial Procession, 3 coin Envy / skill. Gain coin power for every X sinking on the target, same as every other skill. Gain attack weight for every X Coffin on self, so it's going to just become... I think that it showed like it being up to like a 5 target in the trailer, so it's assumedly gain attack weight for every 2 Coffin, I guess. Something like that. Would make sense. Otherwise, you couldn't really get to 5. And if this unit has Dullahan, gain attack weight. That's also probably part of it. It might be gain attack weight for every X Coffin himself being like for every 4 attack weight, or for every 4 Coffin gain an attack weight. And then with Dullahan, you just gain even more, right? If this unit has Dullahan, lose SP. It's very similar to a Philip Sinclair, right? You can access your secondary form, but you're going to lose a lot more SP for things, but you're also going to get a bunch of attack power and just attack weight and stuff like that, right? Second coin inflicts sinking, third coin inflicts sinking, and impending ruin next turn. His 4th and luckily final unique status effect. It's very similar to Echoes of the Manor. Change panic type to ruin. Ruin means that when a unit is in a low morale state, they gain Singing every turn and lose some clash power. And when this unit panics, they gain Singing and Sinking count every turn and lose potentially more clash power, assumably. I don't know. Units without SP, less chance to flip heads. Reduce the turn end, effect not cumulative, yeah. It's basically similar to X of the Manor, but with a different status effect. Now, interestingly enough, it doesn't say whether or not this stacks or doesn't stack with other panic types changing stuff. I'd assume it doesn't, so like if you had any with Echoes of the Manor and apply Impending Ruin to it, would probably replace Echoes of the Manor with this, but who knows, maybe you can stack multiple standard type things. It doesn't explicitly say you can't, so I don't know. Yeah, just another thing that he has going for him. His skill 3, Requiem, 2 coin Gloom Blunt skill, Clash Wind, heal SP, very similar to Stigmatize from Philip Sinclair, right? The normal skill 3 heals SP, but the alternate one loses SP. If the unit has Dull upon speech. If the unit has Dull upon, activate Lament, Mourn, and Despair instead, which is his skill 3-1. The one that was mentioned in his counter is also being a thing that his counter triggers if you have Dull on already. Gain coin power for every Singing on target, deal more damage for every Coffin on itself, and gain Coffin. So you can gain a little bit of Coffin without needing to get kills with this skill 3. It might just be one, it might be like 2 or something, right? Since you can stack up to 10, and it's kind of not very reasonable to get 10 kills in most fights. Might happen. And if the skill kills the target, gain even a little bit more Coffin as well, so it can be pretty nice. Could focus on that. Since it's an after attack and not a specific coin thing, you can just do it on like a 1 HP enemy or like a 30 HP enemy and get the effects. Inflict Singing count and inflict a little bit more Singing count to enemies with Ruin with the first coin. And second coin inflicts Sinking, and on kill inflict Sinking on kill target divided by X Sinking on 2 random enemies. So it kind of spreads Sinking a little bit on kill. It's very much a kill enemies with this skill type of thing to get a bunch of benefits, which is cool. Although if you have Dullahan, you can't use this, and then you instead get access to Lament, Mourn, and Despair. Also a Gloom skill, also a 2 coin Blunt skill. Right, it's the same type of thing, but a lot of different effects. Lose SP, gain base power for every Singing on target. Deal more damage the lower this unit's SP is. Deal more damage for every Coffin on itself. Deal more damage for every Dullahan on itself. A lot of stuff going on here. And this one also gains Coffin, also gain Coffin when you kill. Less than 0 SP, heal SP, less than 0 SP, heal more SP, the further this unit's SP is from 0. So it's just good at just getting your SP up. You lose SP before you use it, and you gain some SP back after you use it, and because you do more damage based on how low your unit's SP is. It's kind of very interesting. I'm sure all this guy's coins are going to be positive coins, because that's going to be part of the bit, but like the sanity thing is a bit of a downer. Although, I don't know, this one might be a negative. I wouldn't be surprised based on the whole deal more damage the lower the unit's SP thing is. But it's probably going to be mostly positive stuff, but he's got a lot of SP loss things, so he could definitely work with some negative coin things. And turn end, lose Dalan, of course. Inflict Singing and Singing count with the coin. Raise target's stagger threshold by percentage of the damage dealt. I feel like we haven't seen a lot of that conditional in a while. The whole raising target's stagger threshold by X% of the damage dealt on like non-tremor stuff, right? Because it's not a very common thing now, but you've got to do on stuff like Reindeer Ishmael's Mind Whip, or, you know, Gripson's Claire's Skill 3. Stuff like that, just to make it so your attacks do a bunch of stagger damage in the process. And second coin, deal Gloom damage equal to Sing potency on the target. On kill, inflict Singing on target, killed, divided by X, Singing on random enemies, and heal SP. So yeah, it's very similar to the normal Skill 3, but with just kind of a little bit more... Probably it's going to be stronger, and it probably will just have a bit more SP loss stuff to it. It does heal SP though, so it might actually like be a bit positive or something. Probably not as good for SP as the normal skill 3 though, since that one's just a straight up gain with no loss on it. But yeah, that's everything we got for Wildhunt Heathcliff. A lot of this stuff we really need the numbers to get a good sense as to what it does exactly. And, you know, 4 status effects is an insane amount of status effects to be unique. Especially because unlike something like Blade Lineage Mercel, where, like, 3 of the status effects were just vaguely, like, the exact same thing with, like, the Swordplay of the Homeland. But this guy's got 4 completely unique things, most of which being pretty unique just compared to anything else we've seen. With Impending Ruin just kind of being a reskinned Echoes of the Manor, but makes sense. Probably going to be the direction they take sinking stuff just from now on is going to be more SP panic type changey things. But yeah, that's all for this time. So now to actually move on to the patch notes, right? Nothing too big here. New content, Wildhunt Heathcliff, Target Extraction Ishmael, which is notable because you can actually get Molar Boatworks Ishmael from this one, so that's nice if you still need her. She's pretty nice for sinking teams. And you can also just get the quad captain if you don't have her yet, right? If you haven't gotten lucky and you only started this season or something, right? Decent. Major changes. Add a function to swap between set identity illustration and manager ticket UI. They mentioned this in the live stream a few weeks ago. So now on the main menu, you can change it from the little tablet thing to just showing your, like, manager ticket, your, like, profile thing. If you like that, I don't know. I kind of like the current thing, so I might just keep it. But it's up to you to choose which one you want, though, so it works well. Improved clash animations, bunch of random changes to clashes to assumably make it a little bit more cinematic to fit alongside the changes that are being introduced by, you know, the unique counter from Wildhunt. That's cool. And also a unique counter system added, which is the one that Wildhunt has. It's probably not going to be a super common thing to see these unique counter people, but I wouldn't be surprised if we see it now and then. If we get like new Sank IDs, then they'd probably have them, right? Bug fixing improvements, bunch of random things. Some of them are weird though, like, you know, fixed issue identities with unique charge keywords were not affected by Murder on the Warp Express floor theme pack ego gifts. Yeah, well, what unique charge keywords? But yeah, bunch of random things. Always nice to see. Some known issues, some weird issues with the commander ticket switch thing. An issue where unique counters show as being able to clash against unclashables when they really can't. And 300 lunacy, as per usual. But yeah, that is all for this time. Very fun looking ID. I'm looking forward to this guy a lot. There's a lot to him. I really like how they're doing this with some IDs just being super intensive with some things, but also other IDs being not as much. It makes the really cool special IDs stand out a lot more if they keep on doing stuff like this. I hope this isn't like the new norm, though, with every ID being super long, but it doesn't seem to be like that. I feel like people were like kind of like saying similar type of things about Blade Lineage Merceau. We just get a super complex ID every once in a while, and otherwise we have some more standard things. Also, I wanted to say, no daily mirror dungeon today. From now on, if I do one of these videos, it'll count as the daily upload, because I have college starting today, so, or class starts back up today, I should say. But yeah, so I don't have a lot of time today. But anyways, that'll be all for this time. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys next episode. Bye!